All right, guys, I'm so excited to have another episode of our 3K series, Kapihan, Karunungan, Kwentuhan series. Of course, with our special guest. All right, but guys, please let me play some of the videos while waiting for other people to come in. Sa mga lahat na manonood via your Boracay guide, please continue to like and share para naman para naman marami tayong ma-inspire ngayong araw. And of course, para naman sa mga nanonood sa TV channel or community channel of PCTv Boracay and ACTv Aklan, just stand by. And marami po tayong maganda po ngayong pag-uusapan natin. It's all about how to become independent woman. Wow! How to become independent woman! Woo! Yun talagang pinaka gusto ko kasi nga marami na ngayong mga woman na talagang mga ano na rin mga actually mga ano naman you can respect them pero parang mababa yung ano nila yung confidence ng iba so ngayon tingnan natin kung ano naman yung kwento ng ating special guest, ano naman yung kanyang reflection. Actually guys, alam ko na may inspire talaga kayo nito. Alright? So, give me 2 minutes and then we'll start. Alright?
To add 10K cards digital business card to your home screen using your Android smartphone. Firstly, you may scan the QR code or click the link to direct you to the digital card. Then, click the three dots on the upper right of the digital card. Next, you may edit the name or directly click the Add button. Lastly, click Add to add it now to the home screen. Finally, the notification will pop up that the shortcut to the digital business card was successfully added to home screen. Now, you can check it to home screen. Enjoy sharing your digital business card. Thank you.
Alright! Good evening, everyone! This is Coach Oram, the 10,000 Cards Philippines brand ambassador. At the same time, your 10K lifestyle host, PH host. Alright, nagkakamali na ako, bago na kasi, Hindi na KKK, kundi 3K series. Kapihan, Karunungan, Kwentuhan series. Wow! Guys, are you excited? I am. Kung hindi ka excited, I am excited. Wala lang. No? Guys, hindi ko na papatagalin to ba? At aking nang introduce yung ating special guest for tonight. Of course, every week, we will be sharing topics about vocations, advocacies, careers, finances, survival, sustainability, skills, and experience with different speakers. All right, so chill and tune in. It's Coffee O'Clock with our with our 3K series special guest, Miss Danah Gutierrez. Miss Danah is currently the Public Relations and Corporate Communication Manager of Human Nature. All right, guys. Tatawagin ko na. Let us welcome Miss Danah! Miss
Hi,
Danah,
RM.
kamusta?
Hi, Coach RM. Thanks for having me again. Dahil nabitin tayo nung first episode.
Yon, sobra. Actually, grabe. Alam mo yung feeling ko during that time na ang dami kong gustong matutunan, pero wala tayong magawa. No? Call of nature daw yung brand out.
Yeah,
Pero
yeah, it's true.
ito ngayon, susulitin natin yung oras natin. No? Napakaganda ng topic kasi it is more on about your reflection, about your experience. Nakita mo naman kapag naglalakad si Miss Danah dyan, nakikita niyo yung mga posting niya, very positive, no? Hingi tayo ng positive dyan, no? Hingi tayo ng konting vibe, good vibes. Yun ang kagandahan eh. You can influence people in a positive way. Kasi, alam mo kung, imagine natin, Miss Danah, kung lahat ng mga tao malungkot, di ba? Siguro, lahat na tayo mukhang matanda.
Yeah, and it's no way to live.
Alright, di ba? Ang kailangan lang natin yan sa buhay natin is magsaya, mag-enjoy. Yung problema nandyan yan, ang kailangan lang natin solusyon. No? Napakaganda ng reflection natin today is how to become independent woman, especially malayo ka sa parents mo, no?
Yep.
Dumaan ka rin sa mga ano tawag ito? Being in love with someone. Wow! Napakaganda, no? No wishes, naalala ko nga, no? Wishes na isa rin yun ng mga kumbaga pa nag-freeze, no? Sa buhay mo, no? Pero, because of God's grace, no? Itong nagawa nila ngayon, you influence other people. Wow. Alam mo, nakikita kita sa iba't ibang platform. Napakagaling mo talaga, no? And ako ay nagpapasalamat, Miss Danah, na nagbisita ka ulit sa ating 3K series. No, sana magbisita ka pa ulit. Hindi pa natapos.
Oo naman! Alam mo naman, I'm a chat away.
Yeah, pero thank you so much for being here in the island of Boracay. No? You're really welcome, and nakita ko marami ka na rin mga kaibigan na mga dito sa Boracay, no? Talagang siguro pareho na tayo na ampon, no? Kasi ako, technically ampon lang. I'm not really from here in Boracay, pero I love to do community service here in the island, no? And you know, I'm really excited to have you today. Miss Danah, kumusta? Yes. Hit your reflection. Go. Take the mic. Wala na ko. Yun lang tanong ko. Take the mic. Game.
Okay, so I think, when you reached out to me to talk about independence, it's a very timely topic for me since, syempre, mahilig tayo mag-isip-isip, magmuni-muni, and napapaisip nga rin ako na, wow. And it's not out of kayabangan, but it's really out of, wow, Danah, you've come a long way. In the sense na ang dami ko rin kasing mga pinagdaanan na hindi kagandahan, things I'm not proud of. And yet, God has taken me this far. I think that's one of the dream ko din kasi to live in an island. Like, I've always wanted to live by the beach. That's always been a dream of mine. And for God to really help me open doors to be living in Boracay, it's really an unforgettable season. And when I decided to leave Manila, the comforts of Manila, with my family, with my friends, with my core, with my also leaving the space that I really loved, my condo and stuff like that, I feel like God was also saying na this is a new season and it's gonna be the two of us in it. So I decided to move out, to really move out kasi first time kong ginawa to first time kong nalayo sa pamilya ng ganito kalayo at ganito katagal. So I've been in Boracay for 6 months now, and I just want to say I got my resident card. I just got my
congratulations. Galing.
Yeah. And to go through the process of having the confirmation that God really wants me to be here as well. hindi ko inaakala na ganun lang kabilis. Kasi nagpunta ako sa Boracay ng November. I've always been, the very first plane ride I've taken was to Boracay when I was 7 years old. And
Oh.
Boracay always holds a special place in my heart because we celebrate birthdays here, we celebrate holidays here. It's our happy place. So when I was praying about it, I got the confirmation from God through my mom and my manager, my bosses in human nature. I really felt like it was time for me to be to really grow in terms of being financially independent, in terms of really immersing myself in a different culture. I mean, I know it's still the Philippines, pero kanya-kanya tayo ng flavor eh, 'di ba? Parang in Manila, iba yung way of life ng mga tao doon. What more people, island people, right? So, that yung how I will assimilate with in a new space or in a new place, right? So these are all things that I felt were necessary for growth, and yung talagang kailangan kong panindigan to, di ba? Kasi andito na ako eh. I mean, I planted myself here. I moved as in parang kukonti na lang ata yung mga natitira kong... Yeah, exactly. So I knew that living apart from my family and living alone will really make me mature in the sense na hindi na ako pwedeng mag-isip na, hindi, may fallback naman ako eh. Fallback ko, mommy ko, or okay lang, andyan naman lahat ng barkada ko eh. Yung comfort zone mo talaga eh. Yun yung kailangan mong kalabanin eh, di ba? If you really want to grow and if you really want to be a healthier and a better adult, I think it's important to be independent eh. And when you say independent woman, there is a ring of empowerment to it. There is a ring of confidence to it because hindi ka bound by external forces because alam mong kaya mong maging productive as an adult, as a woman on your own.
You're right.
Yeah. Ayun.
Yeah, kasi kung kumbaga pa ano lang to eh, parang dati kasi ang ginagawa lang natin is more on nakasakay ka sa helicopter and then pagkatapos niyan nakikita lang natin yung kagandahan ng mundo, no? Pero iba pala kasi Miss Danah kapag na-immerse ka na, yung parang bumaba ka ng helicopter and then yun ang ginawa mo, parang makiano ka na sa tao, makisama ka na sa tao, no?
Yes.
I remember nung mga bago-bago pa ako, no? Ang hirap mag-isa, no? Ang hirap mag-isa pala. That's why I've learned to love dogs, no? Since dati hindi ako mahilig sa aso, no? But alam mo, kung yun pala na-realize ko nung tawag nito, nung nangyari, nung kailangan mo ng love, kailangan mo ng comfort. Yung nga sabi nila kumuha ka ng aso. Kasi yung aso, alam mo yon, tatawagin mo lang siya, pa-follow sa sayo. Napakaganda, no? Napakaganda.
Alam mo,
kasi
meron din akong friend na he moved here and he never really took care of a pet on his own. Pero ganoon din, kumuha ng aso, tapos inalagaan, tapos alam mo yon, talagang I think having a pet is comforting. Like my sister, she loves her cat so much. And lagi niya sinasabi na dati iniisip daw niya having a pet na sasabihin mong emotional support, OA to her. But now that she's alone and she has a cat, she gets it. Diba?
Totoo yun, hindi mo masabi. Yes, pero hindi mo kasi masabi na during that, yung una mo kasi na problema na hinaharap is yung sarili mo. Paano mo harapin yung katahimikan na wala kang kausap, no? Although, siguro sabi mo nga before nung first interview natin, talagang yung mga tao dito ang mga tao dito sa isla ay talagang very friendly, no? And then you also have, nakita ko rin, you also have your own friends already No, mabilis yung pag-adjust mo dito sa isla, mo. So, Miss Danah, what are the ways, no, na mga nagawa mo na to overcome being alone, no? Well,
Right.
tama naman sabi mo kanina na mas nagiging matured ka pa, mas nagiging strong ka pa kasi talagang nandito na ako sa Boracay Yung parang ganon. Pero ano mga ways mo to survive, no? Kasi
Right.
ayun ang unang problema natin sa mga alam mo, may mga tao, bakit ko natanong yan? Kasi may mga tao na hindi nila kayang lungkot.
Yeah, it's true.
They just stop life. Pero bad yun Hindi ganun dapat yung buhay. 'Di ba? Hindi dapat ganun yung buhay. It's all about the relationship between you and yourself and to your God. Para sa akin ganun That's how you pero may question, ibalik ko yung question ko, parang ako na nag-explain ng ko. Ano yung mga techniques mo or mga secret mo na tawag nito, na survive mo, no? Or are you still surviving or naka-adjust ka na?
I think liking yourself is so important in your journey to independence. Kasi kailangan gusto mo yung sarili mo Kailangan meron kang magandang relationship with yourself. Pag you're gonna venture out and really live an independent life, because kung hindi, madali ka ring ma-distract Baka pwede kang mapunta sa masamang barkada or pwede kang malulong sa whatever distraction it is, 'di ba? Parang I think when we don't know what to do when we're left to ourselves, we struggle in the sense na, shucks, hindi ko alam kung ano gagawin ko na ngayong mag-isa ako. So, and human nature yun because we like connection, we like belongingness, we like being having that sense of community. So I think yung journey ko is, I decided to be independent when, number one, I have a really healthy relationship with God where I can say na, yes, Lord, parang if you're gonna plant me in Boracay and give me that blessing, I will not waste it. And number two, parang it's also the idea na I need to be able to trust myself. Kasi dati pag iniwan mo ko, iba gagawin ko Hindi matitinong bagay gagawin ko Because I was really in a lonely place, I kept repeating my past in my head and my history of rejection and trauma. And, when you keep thinking about these things and it becomes your constant narrative internally, madali kang malihis sa tamang landas. But, when you're in a good place, number one, spiritually. Number two, when you want to push yourself in terms of your career excellence, right? Or, itong mga factors na to, parang mas na-enjoy mo tuloy yung independence. Hindi ka tuloy galit, hindi ka tuloy malungkot, hindi ka tuloy lulong na lulong sa pagiging mag-isa mo. Dahil una sa lahat, okay ka with yourself. You have a friendship with yourself. And I think that's one of the things I'm very grateful for, that God really knew the perfect timing when to plant me in Boracay, where I can honestly say na I'm thriving, I'm happy, and I really enjoy my singleness. Alam mo yun? Parang, if God gifts me a man in the future, great. If not, great. Parang I'm not missing out. So I think the very first thing that I had to come into terms with in terms of surviving independence was really being at peace with who I am and being at peace with the Lord. Kasi magkaiba yun di ba? And I think it's really vertical first before the inward work. Kasi sometimes people get lost in the, ayusin ko muna sarili ko and then I'll have a relationship with God. Or, parang minsan nagiging internal masyado Pero who knows you better, di ba? Than the one who made you. Kaya laging sinasabi, hindi, para makilala mo sarili mo, kilalanin mo muna ang Diyos. Kasi at the end of the day, siya naman yung may hawak ng buhay mo He knows everything about you. So, I think that's number one. And then number two, I think it's really reaching out to people and making friends. And friendships are so intentional. Parang of course, merong mga surprises in life, right? Like you. I mean, the way we met, RM, it was such a very surprising night, di ba? Na kumakain tayo ng balot, nagkatabi tayo dun sa
Yeah.
balot. And then we just started talking. And then we exchanged our Facebook. I think may mga surprises na ganun. But really to cultivate friendship, we have to keep in touch, right? Like, ikaw,
Yes.
kakamustahin mo ako kakamustahin kita. So I think, importante yun na if you want to survive your independence, choose good people around you. Because you have to have that sense of community eh. No man is an island, di ba? Parang
Yeah.
man cannot live on bread alone, sabi ni God. So you really need a good sense of belongingness. And so I really made friends with the locals here. Like, I'm really good friends with my masseuse. I'm really good friends with the lifeguards. I'm really good friends with some of the hotel staff here. And it's not just friendship na hi, hello ah. It's like really friendship na, oh, kumusta ka? May kailangan ka ba? And I think that's really one of the ways that we really show love is an action kasi. And when we say na, we love other people, it has to bear fruit, right? So parang ganun lang, parang I really enjoy it. I really enjoy my time wherein sometimes I even feel alien eh. Alam mo yun, yung parang pag lahat ng tao nag-aaklanon and I'm just there sitting alone. I love it because I'm not from here, but in a way they've embraced me. And
Yeah.
I really enjoy that na you can really pick out your family from strangers in a way. If you know what I mean.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Other yun nga, sabi mo kanina no? A good relationship with yourself, number one. Tapos wag na natin antayin pa maayos ang sarili natin bago tayo, alam mo yun, bago tayo magkaroon ng relationship with our God, di ba? Yung sabi mo kanina. And then, nasabi mo kanina din na, yun nga, yung ibang mga tao, no? Kung paano tayo makipag-relate sa kanila, paano tayo makipag-usap. Ang tanong ko, Miss Danah, is, ano ang standard ni Miss Danah, no? Sa mga kaibigan. No? Kasi pipiliin natin pag bago tayo sa isla, hindi pa pwede not just sa isla, no? Sa ibang lugar din. Hindi ibig sabihin no na bago tayo we're friends, pwede tayong maging kaibigan, no? Siyempre pipili tayo. Anong standard, no? Ni Miss Danah sa mabuting kaibigan? Ano 'yon?
Right. I really love this question, RM. I think my personality is I get along well with many, but I go deep with few. And I will be kind and nice, and I will show God's love to anyone and everyone, but I will be intimate in terms of friendship with just a little and with just a few. Dati kasi kalat ako eh. Alam mo yun, yung barkada ng lahat, barkada, I'm everywhere. But I never really understood that friendships entail intimacy too. Natutunan ko na lang siya later when I started meeting fellow Christians and really doing life together. So I think my standard is, alam mo, I think parang I jive well with many people, but I put certain boundaries if I know na matetempt ako to do something na ginagawa nila. Does that make sense? Parang I just don't want to put myself in a situation where I have to compromise. So I live alone eh. The very important thing I had to learn was ikaw lang ang sasalo sa sarili mo, sis. Okay, Danah, ikaw lang. Dahil wala kang ibang pwedeng asahan dito. And yeah, I really had to, parang if I see na people are getting all boozed up or whatever, I know when to exit. Right? Or pag hindi na maganda yung usapan or nagsa-start na yung mga bastos jokes, I know when to exit. Because I don't wanna participate in that, number one. And number two, I'm not comfortable around certain situations, but I'll be nice to you. I'll be kind to you. Hindi naman kita kailangan bastusin if we don't agree on certain things, right?
Right.
But in terms of standards in friendship, definitely the ones I hold dear, the ones that I really hold a special place in my heart are the ones who point me to Christ. They are the ones who add value to my life. And they are the ones who will tell me na, oy, Dana, mali ang ginagawa mo. Because rare na yan eh. Diba? Today, ang basehan ng friendship is, if you wanna do it, I'll enable you to do it. Right? Kahit mali. Pero hindi. Hindi dapat ganyan ang friendship eh. Dapat yung friendship is, uy, ang tanga na niyan, alis, salika na, let's go. Alam mo yon? Or sasagasaan ka dyan sa ginagawa mo. Or, I think that's true love. I think that's real love among friendships. When you really chisel each other, the Bible says iron sharpens iron. And I think that's true. When people push you to be better, when people are willing to risk your friendship to tell you the truth, then you have a great friend in your life. So I have a really close knit of friends in Manila who are my core group. But here I've also grown to, have friendships with other people, not on that same deep level because I know relationships take time too, and it's been only 6 months. But I know for sure that when I call these people here in the island, they will show up. Yeah.
Yan ang mga kagandahan. Kasi nga, tama yung way mo eh. Dapat, you know your limitations. In order for you to know your limitation, you should know yourself.
Exactly. Hindi kasi di ba minsan delusional pa tayo eh, na hindi, kaya ko to, okay lang yan. Up until you're there again in the muck and mire na sinabi mong hindi mo napupuntahan. So, I just want to be realistic this time because sabi ko nga, Lord, I want to be able to trust myself. And I think I've learned how to do that.
Yes, totoo yun. Kasi there's a lot of people na sabi nila, kaya ko. Paano mo makakaya? Pero yung first step kasi hindi mo alam eh. Hindi mo alam yung sarili mo. So, paano mo makakaya yan? So, sabi niya, it's a risk. No. Number one, bago ka tumalon sa risk na yan, you may be able to manage yourself first. No? Kilalanin mo muna sarili mo. Diba?
Yep. Very important.
Like, Miss Danah, parang it's just like, pupunta ka sa gera, hindi, kaya ko yan. Yun pala, may baril, kasi may baril ka naman eh, pero wala ka pala bala. Ano ba yun?
Exactly.
So, kaya mo, confidence nandoon, no? Pero siguraduhin mo kasi bago tayo pumunta sa isang bagay, sabi nga nila, walang perfecto na situation, no? Hindi naman yung pagdating natin, okay na yung situation natin ngayon. No, there is always an adjustment, no? Yeah. Katulad mo nga, no, bago ka pumunta dito, may adjustment talaga doon. Pero dapat meron ka ng may baon ka na galing sa sarili mo, di ba? No?
Tsaka I think importante din na meron kang goal in mind. Yung parang ano bang gusto mong mangyari? Itira ka sa Boracay, bakit? Di ba? Anong gusto mong mangyari? So I think dapat importante din yun na meron kang forward-looking vision na meron kang direction. Hindi ka kasi pwedeng, siguro it works for some, the spontaneity, but for me, I like having intentional goals, I guess. Yeah.
Totoo yan. Kasi if you do not know your goal, if you do not know what you want to happen, parang ang buhay mo, hindi mo alam kung saan ka papatungo eh. Kumbaga pa, how will you able to say na pupunta ka na sa gera without any goal, no? Ano ka ba, magpapatalo, mananalo? Kung gusto mo manalo sa ano na yan, sa event na yan or sa situation na yan, you should know first, no? Kasi doon papasok yung action plan eh, no? Okay, that is more really more on knowing yourself with the Lord, and of course with your peers or other people. Now, naniniwala ako, Miss Danah, na there's nothing free in this world, no? Kapag free, yan nga yung sabi ng kaibigan ko doon sa US. Pag free yan, sigurado yung quality niyan pangit. Diba? At saka ngayon, kahit gulay na kaunti, bibilin mo. Kahit kamatis lang dyan, bibilin mo. Kahit ano lang yan, bibilin mo. We need money, right?
Yeah.
Now, my question is, how do you balance life, no? Paano naman, how do you balance your finances?
Right.
That's really, no? Kasi, okay, baka sabihin mo, inihit ko yung question nito. No, my question being is, hindi pa pwede na si Miss Dana nandito lang yon, no? Para lang mag-enjoy. Hindi yon na, teka lang, sobrang yaman na ni Miss Dana, hindi na kailangan magtrabaho. Nagtatrabaho pa ba to? Paano naman nababalance, no? Yung finances mo.
Wow.
Can you please tell us?
Yeah. That's a really, when you ask me that, if you've asked me this years ago, I would be so ashamed because I really had no sense of financial security, and wala akong alam sa pag-iipon, wala akong alam sa investment, wala akong alam sa um, how to really look closely at other potential revenue streams for profit, right? Parang wala, happy-go-lucky lang. Pag may pera, gastos. Pag wala, edi wala. Alam mo yun, credit card kung wala. Pero ngayon, parang it also, I think me learning more about God and how He provides for all the good things in our lives made me realize na the things I have now are from the Lord. And I have to steward it well. And when you say you steward something, it means you manage it to the best of your ability. Kaya nung etong nag-pandemic, syempre I have a day job, so I work for Human Nature. But since, lahat kami, I think there was a time na marami kaming mga empleyado na nangangailangan na ng pera dahil hindi na sila makapasok sa malls. Sila ay mga sales rep ng mga stores namin, hindi sila makapasok. So, para lahat ng tao makasweldo pa din, binigyan na lang kami ng monthly allowance na malayo sa sweldo ko. Pero doon ko na-realize na God will really give you opportunities. So, natuto ako rumakit. Without compromising my work, natuto akong rumakit. Talagang nagtrabaho ko on the side. Copywriting, alam mo yun, digital stuff. Tinrabaho ko. Noong una nakakapagod, sobrang nakakapagod. Pero ngayon, in terms of financial balancing, number one, priority ko is to give back a portion of my salary to whatever cause that God impresses in my heart. So for example, it may be the locals here, I help them out. It may be people who might need extra donation for hospital bills, I give. Kasi God really loves a cheerful giver eh. And na-realize ko din na never akong nauubusan pag nagbibigay ako. It's just so true in my life. Na every time God pushes me to be generous, I really make sure na people understand na si God nagbigay nito sa'yo hindi ako. Like, kung ako lang itatago ko na lang to eh. Diba? Pero at the end of the day, if God really pushes you na, no, Danah, bigay mo yan. Bigay mo yan. And dun, yun yung una kong pina-prioritize. Who can I help, And then the next is my savings. Ngayon lang ako nakapag-ipon RM. I swear. As in, when I was like, in my last year lang siguro ako nagsimula mag-ipon. And I'm really happy to say na God allowed me to reach my target 6 months ahead of time. So, I now have a really a healthy savings fund, a healthy emergency fund. And in terms of balancing, parang natuto na lang din talaga ako maging kontento. Kagabi nga, tumitingin ako sa Shein. Okay, hindi po ako ambassador ng Shein Pero it's this app where everything is cheap, everything is cute, and everything you need is there. From makeup to home stuff to clothes to shoes. Lahat andon. And dati, lagi akong nagbababa dyan. And I would just add to cart, and just blindly check out. Tapos parang na-realize ko, I don't need too much stuff. Parang bakit ka bili ng bili? I think it's so important na you have to check also your heart why you like to consume so much. Na parang hindi kasi siya design ng Panginoon na bili lang tayo ng bili nang hindi nag-iisip. So, natutunan ko rin na, syempre, by the grace of God, na magpigil. And nung nakita ko na, okay lang naman pala mag-ulit ng damit. Okay lang pala na isa lang tsinelas ko buong taon. Hanggat sa hindi siya sira. Diba? Parang doon ko natutunan na, kaya ko pala mag-ipon. And I can really grow my money. So now, my next venture is really investment. So I've been looking at properties. I've been looking at startup companies. Um, because I want to steward the money well. And if God multiplies and blesses the works of our hands, why not, 'di ba? Parang ayoko din na I don't think I think I'm at the point in my faith where I'm just so grateful with everything that I have. And I don't feel the need to get the hottest gadget or upgrade. I mean, I can afford it, pero want to. I don't want to because at the end of the day, it's a rat race. Alam mo yon yung parang nagkaka-release lang ng S20, may S22 na. Alam mo yun, and you're never gonna be satisfied.
Totoo
You're
yun.
never, diba? Parang nakakapagod din siya. So, the Bible says contentment is a discipline. And it is. Hindi mo siya pwedeng hintayin na magiging kontento ako pag ito na, pag ganyan na, pag ganyan na. Hindi eh. The bar will always move farther and farther the moment you try to snatch it. Kaya contentment is a discipline. It's like exercise. You have to practice it. So, you know, sometimes when I wake up, I would go to the balcony and just pray and just thank God for all the things that He has given me and all the things that He has abundantly filled me with so I can share it with others. And financial stewardship is one of my biggest challenges in the past. But I'm so grateful na God was able to redeem me from that. Kasi dati talagang money is just paper if you don't spend it. Parang ganun ako mag-isip. Parang if you don't spend it, it's not money. Pero ngayon, naiintindihan ko na hindi. You really need to value the resources you have and use it for better things. And be wise about it too, di ba? Parang dati, I was so generous with my ex-lovers to the point na parang super mommy na ako, sis. Why am I doing this? I don't, alam mo yun, up until, you know, of course that breeds resentment too, di ba? Pag bigay ka ng bigay, labas ka ng labas ng pera, tapos hindi ka rin naman tinatrato ng tama or hindi rin naman maganda yung relationship. You know, of insecurity that I'm spending. It's like, I want to buy their affection. But now it's like, boy, if you want to get with me, you better have a good financial standing.
Yun, that's confidence. All right. Yeah, totoo 'yan. Kasi the only yung may mga situation kasi na akala ng mga guy, they're so superior kasi they have money, no? Akala ng mga guy, they're so superior kasi sila may trabaho, no? Alam mo 'yon? Pero at saka the other one is sa mga babae naman. Ako may tama yung ginagawa mo. Isa sa mga advice ko sa mga babae is kapag wala kang ipagmamalaki, no, kapag wala kang trabaho pala, wala kang ipagmamalaki. Kasi isipin ng mga lalaki na kailangan mo ako balang araw. Bakit? Saan ka kukuha ng mga luho mo? Ano mga luho na 'yan? No? It's alam mo yung mga makeup, mga damit, mga
alahas.
There's alahas. You know what? There's a lot of people, no? Na mga girls na they just depend on, no?
Yeah.
Parang hindi napakalungkot na hindi ko nilalahat ito ha. Kasi I've known a lot of mga tao, no, na mga girls na alam mo 'yon, ang sa kanilang Miss Danah is dinedepende nila yung buhay nila sa boyfriend nila. No?
Yeah. Yes.
Kasi because for them this is life eh. Pero what if ang gagawin mo muna is itayo mo muna yung sarili mo. Para balang araw, kapag hindi ka parang sana yan, wala yan, parang basura lang yan. Tatapon ka nila agad. Pero once you have the value, ang hirap ng itapon. Ikaw pang hahabulin. No? Sana merong ganun, alam mo yon, sana merong ganung nangyayari. No? Pero, naniniwala ka ba sa, ito sasabihin ko sa iyo no? Na sabi ng ibang mga babae, hindi mo kasi alam, kasi ako merong 5 anak. Na magtatrabaho ako, sakto lang yung pera ko. Sakto lang ibibigay ko pa sa tatay ko, sa nanay ko. May sakit ang aking anak, may sakit yung aking tatay. So I have to do more. I have to do jobs. Wala silang ipon, no? Ngayon,
Yeah.
dahil wala silang ipon, they become dependent to something or to somebody. Na which is, hindi na nakakatuwang, kung totoong Kristiyano ka, hindi nakakatuwang tingnan. Pero kung titingnan mo sa perspective kung saan sila nanggagaling, parang maaawa ka, no?
Right.
Bakit ganyan? Bakit ganito nangyayari? Ano ba yung
Yeah.
dapat gado? Ano ba yung dapat, no? Which is
Right.
which is yun nga yung problema ng mundo, no?
But
Ako,
I
I
think,
really believe and I really trust, no, that you're telling the truth na kilalanin mo muna yung sarili mo. No? Mahalin mo yung sarili mo. Kasi once hindi mo kayang mahalin yung sarili mo, paano ka makapaghanap ng boyfriend yan kung hindi ka makapagsuklay na mabuti? Hindi ka alam mo yon hindi ka makapagdamit ng mabuti. Alam mo
yeah.
yon I don't know,
And I
hindi naman
think, you
ako,
know, or just to add to that, parang me loving myself and taking care of myself right now, it's not even to attract a mate. Parang hindi yun yung mindset ko eh. Parang I'm not trying to be beautiful to get someone's attention. Parang to me, it's just like I'm valuing the life that God has given me. I have to take care of this body that God has given me. And I have to reflect the love of God in my life. And if that will be attractive to someone, great. If not, okay. I think the problem is when women undermine their own capabilities and start relying on men to have a good life. I think yun yung problematic. When women say na, or I see it all the time, right? On social media, women using their bodies or really putting their sexuality in the forefront just so they can attract a millionaire or I don't know, a filthy rich man. Pero parang kung yun yung naging marketing tool mo, pag hindi mo na nabigay yan, aalis na yan. Maghahanap na ng bagong produkto yan dahil ganun mo minarket yung sarili
market.
mo. So, ang sa akin, you have to learn your strengths. You have to stop the victim mentality na, hindi, ito lang kasi alam ko eh. Hindi eh. At the end of the day, I'm sure you have a talent. I'm sure you have a skill somewhere. If you need to get over your childhood trauma, then work towards that. Para at the end of the day, you're gonna have to reach a point in adulthood where you can say na, I cannot blame anyone else, buntot ko, hila ko. And I came to terms with that too. Para I can't keep blaming, my childhood history. I can't keep blaming my family history. I can't keep blaming, hindi kasi niloko ko ni ganito, niloko ko ni ganyan eh. Hindi, it takes two to tango eh. Diba? And I enabled certain parts of these bad stories to happen in my life. I enabled it. I welcomed it. I embraced it. Now, do I learn from it? Yes. Do I allow other women to learn from it too? Yes. But when women tell me na ito lang kasi alam ko or ito gusto ko lang makapang-asawa ng mayaman or wala akong ibang alam gawin, that's really ano ba, how do I put it? Parang it's really a disservice to yourself. You're really not cultivating the right things for you to grow. And maybe the first step to that would be your faith. I mean, I know I sound like an obsessive freak, but there's no other way I can help other women without really putting God in the picture. Like I always get so many messages on my Instagram account na dinelete na nga ng Instagram yung iba dahil sobrang dami. Nag-auto-delete na siya. So I get around like at least five messages from strangers a day asking for help, right? They're asking for help dahil yung jowa nila ganito, yung asawa nila ganito, yung love life nila ganito, and I get it, I've been there too. But the very next thing I will ask them is, okay, do you actually see yourself for who you are? Like, are you ready to hear the hard truths? Yun yung lagi ko tinatanong eh, na-ready ka ba? Ready ka na bang masampal? Diba? Kasi ako, bago ako nagising sa katotohanan, nasampal din ako eh. Diba? So, the question now is, are you really ready to hear the truth? Because the truth, before it sets you free, it will piss you off first. And it's
Totoo
true,
yan.
diba? Kaya
Minsan
parang,
kasi you are learning the hard way.
Yeah, exactly. But I just wish more women um would learn their value in Christ. Parang yun naman yung like kong sinasabi na parang people ask me, why are you so transparent online? Why are you so passionate about singleness? And I'm like, because I'd like to think na this is my purpose. This is one of my purposes here on earth. Like to really, talk to the broken, um, counsel them, and really point them back to Christ. Because yun lang din naman yung pwede kong i-offer eh, right? When I was at my lowest, when I was at my most broken, the very thing I turned to was also just God. Even if I ran away from Him and did all of the things that caused me the depression, di ba? Na parang, ikaw na nga yung gumawa ng kasalanan, ikaw na nga yung nagpakalugmok dyan sa kumunoy, ikaw pa yung hihingi ulit ng tulong dun sa Diyos na iniwan mo. But that's God's grace, right? Never ending. You cannot out-sin God's grace. So, yun. Parang it just saddens me when women limit themselves that way. Because we're such a force to be reckoned with, right? Parang women, we have so much power, but now the world has diluted the concept of empowerment. And it pains me. So I really try to send a countercultural message across, because the empowerment that's being sold to women today is just sakit ng ulo in disguise, brokenness in disguise. It's like false promises, one after the other. And when you're there and you're hoping to be empowered, it leaves you empty. So there's so much deception going around then. I want to be a voice that rises above, or I guess stands out from all the lies.
I think for ano din, dagdag ko rin, for all the women out there, parang there will be a spirit to be one, magtulungan, empower, meron ng project, 'di ba? Yung mga women empowerment, yung mga ganon.
Yeah.
Meron pa ganon dito sa Pilipinas. Parang nakita ko sa US ginagawa nila 'yon, pero may mga gathering sila, meron silang women empowerment. Alam mo 'yon? Fighting the right.
We've done several workshops for women empowerment then.
Oh,
here in the Philippines. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Kasi nga,
Yeah.
kumbaga pa, hindi ko alam bakit sa kultura, lagi nilang iniisip kapag babae, less. Yung tingin is, no, you're under ka ng lalaki kasi babae ka. Pero it's not supposed to be like that. It should be fair. It should be balanced. Di ba?
Right.
The contribution should be balanced.
Yeah, and I think before, go ahead.
Sabi nga nila before ay, babae ka, hindi ka magdadrive, no? Mag-drive ng motor, mag-drive ka ng kasi hindi yung girly yun eh. Hindi, yung pang lalaki, yung pang brusko yun. No? Pero, I mean, ngayon, ang dami ng meron ng bus driver na babae. Alam mo yun? Meron ng e-trike driver na babae.
Yeah!
Ng babae. Ang ginagawa ng lalaki, that's why, let's be balanced, no? Let's get para maging fair tayo sa mga babae, no?
Right.
Ganun. Yeah, anong sinasabi mo kanina? Sorry, nakat kita.
Yeah, so no, I just wanted to add to that point na, I know for a fact that men have certain strengths and qualities that we cannot have because we're women, and that's okay. Parang the idea is complementarianism naman eh. But I think these social constructs na hindi ka dapat mag-drive, hindi ka pwedeng magganyan, hindi ka pwedeng magpagupit ng maikli because it's not feminine. Parang, says who? Right? Parang at the end of the day, yes, there are certain foundational things that define womanhood. There are certain important factors that define that, the way God designed it. But to limit me as a woman because you said na dapat ganito, bakit? Parang if I don't see God saying it in the Bible, I don't think I should consider it. Yun na lang. Na, yeah, dati din kasi I would always get it na, oh, you're too loud for a woman, or, hoy, hindi ka dapat makalat, or dahil babae ka, nung kabataan ko dahil hindi pa ako mahilig mag-organize. Pero ngayon, gusto mo ng room tour. So, parang it's like, saan galing to? Right? And I think as a society, we've progressed and embraced that women can be as equally good as men in the workplace and certain industries. But I think the danger of being of being limited that way is now we're swinging to the other end of the spectrum where we say na if men can do it, we can too. But okay lang naman sana yun kung maganda eh. Pero dinadala rin natin sa pangit eh. Na kung kaya ng lalaking makipag-sex kung kani-kanino, dapat kaya din natin. Na parang bakit yun yung standard? Diba? Parang bakit all of a sudden yun yung standard? Eh, hindi naman magandang standard yun eh. Diba? So, yeah, I mean, I get it. I've been there. I've said these things. I've been a hardcore feminist too. But I think what really freed me from that was seeing the blueprint of God for humanity, for man and woman, and how that's so beautifully complementing. And if we only followed the design of God, how humanity will flourish and thrive. Pero wala eh. We're hard-headed humans eh. We want things our way. So, here we are.
Yeah, dagdag ko rin din, no. Actually, if you've learned to know about self-respect, it will not happen. Either lalaki ka man, babae ka man. Kaso, nagpapatalo tayo kasi nga, ang sinasabi natin, we're just human being. No, that's why nga, human is rational. No? Ibig sabihin, you should be responsible and accountable to everything that you're doing. Di ba?
Yeah.
Kaso, ay, sige, tao lang naman, tindihin mo na lang. Pero that's not right. Di ba?
Yeah, I think it's become a cop-out excuse now where people can say na, hindi, tao lang ako eh. Parang, I think the very distinctive trait of a man that separates him from animals is his free will. The fact that he can use logic and reason to make good decisions that will impact his life and his society for the better. That's what makes us human. Diba? That's what makes us separate from all the other creations in the world. Pero we clearly take it for granted, or sometimes we even seek out the dangers, right? We even want it, we even coddle it, we embrace it. Even if it's not good for us, even if it's bearing bad fruit in our lives. Kaya I always say, tama eh, accountability eh. Accountability is so important to me. Parang, I always tell women who have gone through toxic relationships na, siya kasi ganito, ginanto niya ako, and I'm like, okay, sinong pumayag? Sinong pumayag? 'Di ba? Parang ako din naman eh. I had that season where I'm like, he treated me like this, like that. Pero at the end of the day, Danah, sinong pumayag? Right? And so I am now accountable for that experience and how I'm gonna let it transform my life for the better, because I believe in this thing called stumbling forward. Yung natisod ka man, ikinatisod mo naman papaharap, 'di ba? So, okay lang 'yon. Parang I made mistakes, I made plenty in the past. I've self-respect. Ano 'yun? Parang ganoon eh. Ganoon ako dati eh. But now, you know, when you see kasi ang kailangan mo rin tanungin sa sarili mo is, what is the kind of woman you want to be? And I think women don't really take the time to answer that. Alam mo yun, yung parang mag-zoom out ka, gawin mong science project sarili mo, lista mo yung traits mo, lista mo lahat ng karupukan mo, isulat mo, and then pag-isipan mo, gusto mo ba talaga yan? Diba? Parang at the end of the day, it's your life. You're gonna suffer the consequences or you're gonna reap the rewards. It's that easy. So to me, it's like, I made those mistakes, fine, but it doesn't mean I don't get a second shot. Diba? Na parang I can still make things better. I can still turn things around. By the grace of God, I can still move forward and say na tapos na yun eh, hindi na ako yun. And so when people try to sling, you know, to mudslinging because of my past, because of my history, or you know, they can say all these crap about me. But at the end of the day, it's like robbing me in my old address. I don't live there anymore. So, it doesn't matter at all.
Totoo yun. Alam mo, Miss Danah, gusto ko lang din, may naalala lang ko kasi lagi kong nararanasan to. Lagi kong naririnig to. Sabi ng mga babae, no? Bakit niyo ako ginajudge? Sabi niya,
Right.
bakit ako ginajudge according to my post? No? Posting on social media. Now, that's
Right.
number 1. Number 2, iba naman yung iba naman ako sa social media, iba naman ako sa personal eh. Pero kapag may pangit na sasabihin, itong mga tao, nasasaktan siya. So doon tayo sa sabi mo nga kanina eh, Kung ayaw mong tawagin na ganyan, pag-isipan mo muna kung bago mo yan
Right.
gawin.
Right, exactly. And I think the problem with society today is they don't like consequences. They reject it. Na parang everyone deserves to be respected in a way, but that's not how the world operates. Parang respect is earned, right? Just like trust is earned. 'Di ba? Parang in a utopia somewhere where perfection is achieved, maybe everyone respects everyone. Pero in our fallen world, hindi eh. Parang when women argue that way, it just basically they're saying gusto ko gawin kahit anong gusto ko and ayoko kayo mag-react ng negative. But that's not definitely that is not how social media operates, right? And
Yeah.
yun nga eh, I think tama yung sinabi mo eh na if you don't like eliciting certain responses, then maybe rethink your content on social media because that's what social media is. People reacting to your content. That's the design
Yeah.
for social media. So I think it's very immature when women say na, you can't judge me based on what I post. Eh, yun yung nakikita ng lahat eh. I mean, of course, right? Only mature people can assume na, social media is not reality. There are behind the scenes stuff that goes on na hindi natin nakikita, that they may be painting a picture of a happy marriage, but behind it, they're miserable. But that's what they all know. Because that's what you all show. 'Di ba? So parang I think, konting discernment naman na you're gonna say na people judge you based on what you post. Well, reality check, 'di ba? Parang you are now accountable for the things you put out in the world and you cannot control how people will respond to you. You can't. Kaya ikaw rin, be mindful na, 'di ba? Kung certain content doesn't make you feel respected, doesn't make you feel valued with the comments you get, then change it. Parang wala namang masama eh. Pero kung okay ka lang, na ginaganon-ganon ka sa comments, then go for it. 'Di ba?
Yes. Napakaganda. Marami mong pasabog about women, no? Napakaganda ng topic natin ngayon kasi alam mo, ang dami dyan, no? Especially sa mga nanonood ngayon sa page and of course sa community channel, no? Alam ko may kanya-kanya tayong experience, no? May kanya-kanya tayong mga pasabog sa sarili natin, mga realization, mga frustrations, no? Pero at the end of the day, what you need to do is you should know yourself, sabi nga ni Miss Danah, no? You should have a good relationship with the Lord. You should love yourself. You should know the people around you. No? At the end of the day, hindi tayo luluhod, no, sa ibang tao because we know ourselves, we know our capacity. You know yourself better than other people, no? Kasi yung ibang mga tao kasi parang sige, siya lang kasi yung tumutulong sa akin eh. Kasi kung wala siya, ganito yung buhay ko eh. No! You can do something for yourself. Paniniwala mo lang yan, di ba, Miss Danah? Parang ganun lang yun eh. That's how to become independent, no? Miss Danah, napakaganda ng topic natin ngayon. I really want to talk about it more pa, no? However, nabitin ata tayo sa oras. So, let us upgrade. Napaganda naman. So, siguro next topic natin, no, na pag-usapan, mag-research tayo, ako magre-research din ako. Paano naman sinusustain and maintain, no, ang isang relationship? No, kasi independent na tayo eh, no? 'Di ba napakaganda kasi ito na eh. Kumbaga pa, nag-ooperate na ako bilang independent woman, no? So, what? Ano ngayon ang maging reaction ng ibang tao, no? Kasi some other people will say na mayabang. O, di ba? Ay, hindi yan, hindi bagay yan sa akin. Lalayo ako. No. Depende yun kung paano mo gawin, paano mo dalhin ang buhay mo, no? Miss Danah, I have one question na hindi natin nagawa to before. Lastly, no, I hope that you can give us, the viewers, all the women out there, an igniting message for us also to achieve our dreams in life, no? To achieve, be an independent person, an independent woman, no?
Right.
However, yeah, Miss Danah, that's my last question, and then we'll end the show. Take
All
the
right.
mic.
I think the most important thing that you can ever dig deep into is knowing who you are and knowing whose you are. And I got this from a good friend of mine. She's such a great godly wife, a godly mom. She's a godly woman, and sinabi niya rin nung sinabi niya yun sa akin, parang naano nga ako na natameme ako in a way na parang hindi mo masagot yung dalawang tanong na yun, sino ka? Right? So I think you have to really know and understand the truth in light of answering who are you and whose are you. And when you get to that point where you can finally answer those questions truthfully in the way that God, designed you and created you and crafted you as a woman, I think you'll be good. I think you'll be okay. So yeah, number one, know your maker. Number two, grow your talents, utilize them, steward the resources God has given you. Number three, stay contented. And number four, enjoy life, right? Parang God designed you to be a woman at this particular time. There is a purpose and reason to that. And if you don't know it yet, that's fine, but don't delay it. And I think one of the things that I really love about being a woman is that we don't need a relationship to define our worth. We are already whole in Christ. We are already blessed with all the things that God has given us in order to live a fruitful, beautiful life. So I hope you enjoy your journey towards that, and you can check me out on Instagram at the Dinosaurs. We're also on Spotify. Me and my sister, we host a podcast about womanhood, faith, and everything in between. So on Spotify, you can just search Raw and Real with Dana and Stacy. That is it. Thanks, Coach RM.
Thank you, Miss Danan. Gusto ko lang i-highlight ang isa mo na nasabi kanina na hindi natin kailangan ng isang relationship, no? Na
Right.
kasi akala natin kulang tayo. So kailangan natin relation, but you are whole with Christ. You are whole with the Lord, no? So, kumbaga
Yes.
pa, kapag yun ang magiging focus natin, nagiging ano na lang to, yung other people ay nagiging bonus na lang, 'di ba?
Exactly.
So thank you so much. Yeah, isa pa pala na gusto ko. Sabi nga ni Miss Amanda, being simple, to live a simple life as long as you enjoy life. No?
Yeah.
So nandun din sa'yo, no? Sabi mo nga, know your maker, know your talent. Napakaganda ng kasi kapag wala kang alam sa buhay mo, wala kang magawa, tao ka ba? All right, guys. Thank you so much. Medyo may delay yung yung signal ko. Thank you so much, guys, for being here at 3K series, Kapihan, Karunungan, Kwentuhan of series. Of course, with our special guest, Miss Danah Gutierrez. Napakaganda ng topic natin. So next time, paano naman how to become an effective woman in a relationship? Ay, may ganon. All right. So, thank you so much, Ms. Ovel, the manager of PCTv and ACTv for the partnership. Of course, this episode is brought to you by 10,000 Cards, Mr. Sean Lashley, the founder and CEO of 10,000 Cards Digital Business Card. All right. So, wala na akong ibang sasabihin pa. Danah and I will say, see you later.
Bye.
See you tomorrow. All right. So, the live will end in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.